See, that hat
Got it.
especially made for you. It's a nice baseball 8BG cap just for you because of your baseball history.
What? Because I played baseball.
Yeah, you play baseball.
Like every kid at 10 years old, maybe like one
I didn't
season.
play baseball at 10.
Because what's the sport of your people?
I didn't play soccer either. I could have played soccer in high school, but I
You didn't
chose
play any
track.
sports? You,
I
you
was
did track?
I did track and field in high school. I did
You're the slowest motherfucker in the world.
you know what? My focus was on shot put and discus.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but you know what? I really didn't play. Put my mind to it. I wasn't doing it just to do it. But I think if I trained and did other things, I probably would have been pretty
They
decent.
had that at Edison.
Yeah, they had track and field. I was
They had like shot put and
yeah,
what?
yeah. I did that junior year. I got fourth place in like discus, and I
Who
wasn't even
are you?
trying.
I don't even know who are you? When did this?
Yeah,
How do
I
I not
did.
know that?
It happens.
What?
It was such a short period
I
that it
know, but
was.
that's probably the most interesting thing I've ever heard about you.
Yeah, I won fourth place in discus, and I wasn't even trying. I was just doing it.
Yeah, because
I
you're ridiculously strong. We already established you're like a gorilla. You're built like a gorilla. So that's why I always said if you could run with your arms, you'd be faster than anybody.
but there was one time we did a heat, and then I think we were down one person. They said like, Steve, can you come sub and just do the run, and then I think this was in like it had to be in like Brooklyn High School, Brooklyn Tech or something like that because
Yeah.
I remember there was like this big field, and yeah, it was like it was really impressive. I think it had to be Brooklyn Tech. So we did I subbed in for somebody, and then when I was running for my life to try to keep up the pace so that I'm not the one that makes the team lose
What
because it was
planet am I on?
it was the what do you call it when you pass the baton? Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
the
yeah,
baton
yeah.
thing.
It's
Yeah,
a
so I
relay
was doing that
race.
relay race. Yeah, so I ran for my life to make sure that we didn't I didn't mess it up for the team, but I think we
Yeah.
ended up winning because other guys were really fast. Like we got some talented guys on that team. So
I mean, all right. You
yeah,
learn something new.
that's something new. I'm sorry I never mentioned it, but yeah, I did discus and shot put.
I know I left that school after 10th grade, but
Hmm.
like, geez, I didn't know you played a sport in high school. It's
Yeah.
kind of interesting. Okay.
Hmm. So
All right. That's it. Good night, ladies and
that's good.
gentlemen.
What do you call that? That's the segment where that we just learned something like the more you know segment.
No, that's just this you being a mystery. That's what it is. You just like being a mystery. Oh, I should have some water too.
You want to get some water?
No,
Okay.
if I go downstairs, I'm not coming back up.
All right. We don't need that. I need you here right now.
Yes,
All right.
I'm here.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Steve from the 8BG, and you're listening to the 8BG cast. I'm here with the best co-host in the world, Sterlmeister.
Hello.
And again, you're watching and listening to the 8BG cast. If you like this video and other videos on our channel, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Helps out tremendously.
We're
So,
talking about movies today, right?
movie trailers and
Trailers.
game awards.
I have one small movie review too.
Small review. All right, sounds good. I don't know
Whenever
what
you're
it is,
ready.
but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's a movie you're not gonna go see, so it's fine.
All right, I mean, what is it? What's the title?
You want to start me? You want me to start it?
Well, we'll start at the end. We'll start
Okay.
with the what we're reviewing because we're gonna be reviewing the initial trailers for Super Mario, the first two that came out, and also the one that was shown at the Game Awards. And then we'll discuss some of the stuff that we've seen in the Game Awards, and finally we will discuss Sterling's review for a
It's not
movie
really a discussion. It's just I'll just talk about it. It's like
or a mini review.
so, yeah,
Right?
just
What
because
what's the
why
movie
not?
title? I'm excited.
The
You think
menu.
the menu? Okay, you're right. I'm not gonna see it. All right, so
Yes,
get
I know.
so. I don't even know what it is, but I'm sad to hear it. See,
Okay.
all right. But I'll give you a quick review too. I saw the Adams Family, the original ones again after not watching it for a very long time. Because I saw that Netflix show Wednesday.
Everybody's talking about it. It's like it's the
Really,
best thing ever.
It's really good. It's actually really interesting. And I decided to watch the Adams Family movies, and wow, those movies were hilarious. I feel like everything that I saw now went over my head as a
The
kid.
'90s ones.
The '90s one, yeah.
Oh, so you're recommending them?
Oh, I'm recommending them. Yeah, they were
Okay.
freaking hilarious. Like, see, if you love black humor and just like witty writing, I think those movies just hit it out of the park.
Oh, okay. Black
Yeah.
humor or dark humor?
Dark humor, I should say. Very dark humor. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's black comedy and it's dark humor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you. Yeah, but yeah, those movies, I just like, oh my goodness, they both movies are just great, and kind of like to bring it back to like the whole video game kind of like arena. Julia, the one who's played M Bison
Yeah.
in Street Fighter. I haven't really followed his career like that, except for knowing he was in Street Fighter. And he delivered some, decent lines over there too. But
Hmm.
his performance as Gomez is wow, legendary. Like this guy is so good, and it's my actually first time really just taking in his performance
Hmm.
and really like watching him and seeing him doing stuff, and it's like he's so good. Um,
I
yeah,
mean, even in Street Fighter, he's good.
yeah,
He's hamming it up.
yeah. He exactly.
you know,
That's why he's so good. Like, he's hamming up here, but it's like he
kind of a
knows how to
shame
do it.
that
It's like
that's
different hamming. Like he hams it up as as a gothic romantic, debonair
yeah.
husband. And then Street Fighter, he's like this dictator, but he does it so well. Like I saw it. I haven't seen the whole movie of Street Fighter. I've seen a lot of bits of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
we should watch that.
we should. We should. I should do a review
we
of that
should
one day.
do a. We should do a. What do people do? They do not like a commentary. We should watch it with commentary,
Commentary.
like
Yeah, we should
just
do that.
video commentary. Let's do it. Let's try that
I'm gonna work on that. We have to do something maybe on like a Discord or something like that.
because uh yeah, we'll figure it out. We
All
could
right.
do it on this.
Oh, this. Okay. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
figure out how to do it.
because all we gotta do is just get a copy of the movie. It's got to be somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we just record it, and then as long as we just cut it up,
Mm-hmm.
which is and then whatever funny spits, and then
Ah,
that's it.
yes, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, I'm down for that. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
yeah. All right. So
Yeah,
I
but
think let's put that on the pipeline of things to do.
got it down. All right. But I just wanted to say the one line that Raul Julia really said that that I remember him saying was when Chun Li was talking to him and saying how his him and the squad invaded her village and killed her family and stuff like
And that
that.
was a Tuesday, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like for you, the day Bison graced your life was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was just a
It
Tuesday.
was just a
I was just
Tuesday.
like, that is one of the best villain lines ever. I think I've ever heard. Like it's so
It's
like
so
cold
bad
and
and it's
like
so good.
honest. It's like it's not even like trying to be evil, but it's just trying to be
That
very
was just
like it's
Tuesday.
honest. It's like so I kind of really love that line. To kind of bring it back to what we're talking about, in terms of video game movies, the Super Mario Brothers trailers has released quite a while ago, and they've released three trailers technically, actually two trailers and then one sneak peek via the Game Awards. So Sterl, let me know your impression about the Super Mario movies and what do you think of the trailers, the footage you've seen so far?
You said this. My impression of the Super Mario Brothers movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. That
Well,
classic.
yeah,
Oh,
that one.
oh no, not that one. You mean the more recent DreamWorks is that
And
Illumination?
Illumination. Yeah, don't be
Not
careful.
DreamWorks. Are they the same thing?
I
No.
don't think they're the same thing. Let me look it
They're
up.
not like with each other. Okay,
Yeah,
Illumination,
Illumination.
which
Illumination
has
is like
made
the
such
wiki.
which
Not
made
wiki.
such hits as Minions and all that, right?
Oh
That's
yeah,
them.
those minions are all over. Like wow.
They've had some lazy animation in films, but this doesn't look like
Mhm.
one of them.
Oh
So
yeah. Hmm.
the trailer, the first trailer, right?
Hmm.
Uh it's 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 good. It looks like any first of all, I don't feel like this movie should have been out like 10 years ago, right? Something about it coming out this long in
Hmm.
Super Mario's life. I understand they already had one and Nintendo kind of wants to stay away after whatever that was, but like
Hmm.
this feels like we should have had
Overdue.
this movie a while ago for whatever reason.
I,
Like
I I really feel like Nintendo's been so conservative with their brand
with
that they were
their
scared. They're
IPs,
very
yeah.
scared. I mean, yeah, the IPs. They're very scared of just like handing it off, and I feel like they would do it. They would only hand it off if they have total control. And I think maybe at the time when Hollywood was, 10, 15 years ago, Hollywood was very like, they want to take over everything and say, you know what, we'll take over this. We know better than you. They don't give them the creative freedom to kind of do what they want to do, which could be a good or a bad thing. But I feel like after, getting burned by the first Super Mario movie, Nintendo was very cautious about like letting their brand.
Do
I
you
think the
think
only Mhm.
I was gonna say, do you think the success of the Sonic the Hedgehog had anything to do with this?
Yes, I think two movies have a big impact on Nintendo. As you mentioned, the success of the Sonic movies, which were a runaway success that I don't think anybody expected that to be that good, or be that successful. And also Wreck-It Ralph. I feel like the Wreck-It Ralph
Really?
movies. Yeah, I feel like that scene. I don't know what it is, but I feel like maybe I don't know if maybe it's for me, but I think also seeing those villains with the scene in 3D maybe made Nintendo think maybe we can do this because I feel like that's a 3D
Okay.
character in the video game world that people understand. I feel like the audience in the world today understands video games a lot more than audiences in '93. Um,
Uh oh yeah. I mean, Wreck-It Ralph, I think is a fantastic movie. Which I don't
mhm.
think any of these movies are gonna be better. I don't like. I don't. I haven't seen Sonic 2, but like Wreck-It Ralph to me
Oh,
is.
Sonic 2 was good.
I don't know if it could. Like even Wreck-It Ralph couldn't replicate its success because the sequel was nowhere near as good as the original.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think this Mario movie will be better than Wreck-It Ralph, but it, I'm confident in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
If everything except for one thing, which I'll get to later towards the end. But um, what did you like about the trailer?
Oh, for me, did you say what you like about the trailer or?
Did I say? Am I supposed to say it? Oh,
Yeah, well, yeah, because I kind of
okay, yeah. So, um, what I liked about it was it seems to the first trailer at least
mm-hmm.
almost seemed to like introduce us to this like to two Super Mario world or whatever it is, whatever they live in.
Mm-hmm.
Almost a sense of like wonder and discovery when you first see Mario, but also really who stole the trailer for me was Bowser.
Yeah.
The voiceover Jack Black does Bowser,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh man, he sounds so like good. It's just like whatever, like they found the perfect voice actor to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas uh when I first heard Mario, I kind of I I'm not in the camp of saying it should be Charles Martinet because he plays him in the video games. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think that that should be the case,
Mm-hmm.
but something about it Mario almost has a little bit more whimsical voice. I feel like a little bit,
In the game,
at least in
like
the
in the.
games,
Mm-hmm.
and we're used to hearing that all the time. And then Chris Pratt, who's voicing Mario, I don't know if he's trying to do like a slightly Brooklyn thing or whatever, because or whatever they're trying to do with Mario, but he's it's a little off. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of it. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
it'll be fine in the movie. Like I'm sure I'll hear it and I'll get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's not like even the Sonic the movie voice wasn't exactly like all the other Sonic voices. It was something different, but
But
it
it
was
sounds like
fine.
you. But when you hear Sonic, it sounds like something you would hear out of Sonic, right? It doesn't sound like even though
Well, are we
you.
talking about writing or the voice
Oh, just the kind of
actor?
the voice, like just talk that like the way the voice is
Well,
acted.
it sounded different to me, but maybe because Sonic's voice is, at least to me, isn't. Even though Sonic has talked a lot more than Mario, I don't think the voice is as iconic as Mario's voice.
Because there's too many.
So
Because I think the consistency of Mario over
yeah,
like the
because it's
25 years,
you know
compared to like changing like five different
yeah.
Sonic
Are we
voice
talking
actors.
Jaleel White Sonic, or are we
Yeah.
talking like the Sonic Adventure Sonic, or
Hmm.
So there's been a lot of different
Ryan
Sonics. So
Drummond, you're the best Sonic voice ever. Just want to let you know that. All right.
who?
If you're listening, Ryan Drummond, the first Sonic Adventure voice.
Oh,
If you're listening, you're the best
oh,
one.
okay,
Throwing out there for him.
sure. Let's go with that.
But
Uh,
I definitely agree with you with the voices. I was to kind of piggyback off of what you said about between Bowser. Like I agree wholeheartedly. I think Jack Black's voice as Bowser is so intense and so good, and
mhm.
I love that low register. And my favorite line in the trailer was when that penguin asked like, "Oh, do you healed
Do
or
you
do you
yield?
yield?" and he's like, I do not.
I
And
do
just
not.
the flow of it, I'm just like, wow, that's
I do
it's
not. Right.
yeah.
And it's, it's obviously leagues and bounds ahead of the last time we've heard Bowser voiced, which was in Super Mario Sunshine, which made Nintendo never voice him again. That boss, he's like, Mario, you ruined my summer vacation. And it's like the weirdest.
And like,
It's
okay, you
like,
know what? Just
oh,
Raws now, generic
this,
Raws. There you go.
Bowser Jr. talks, but like, oh.
Hmm.
So anyway, it just it showed a lot of things in the game. You see the Koopa Troopas and all this other stuff in the first trailer, but um, I think there's a lot more meat in the second trailer, obviously.
Oh yeah, because the
Which
first
I
trailer
don't know if
just
you
kind of
are we done? Because the first trailer was a teaser, really.
yeah. I mean, what I liked about the first trailer is number one, the animation looks gorgeous, and also two, they're really kind of going in. I don't know if they're going in for like multiple worlds. Maybe that's just shown more in the second trailer, but they showed the ice world because I was actually surprised to see the penguins from Super Mario 64 as like, you know, I
As
guess
a whole
as a whole
army,
like
like
army or
whole
like a whole
yeah
village. So I was like,
nation.
I'm like, okay, they're probably trying to world build by getting all these little creatures from all the games and having them have their separate worlds. I don't know if it's still part of the Mushroom Kingdom, but it looked really good. And the second one, you don't really hear
Does
Chris Pratt's voice that much. You just kind of hear him, like kind of groggy, and then he just says something at the end like, "Let's go" or something like that. You hear Keenan
what in the first
Michaels
trailer or the second trailer?
first trailer. Because in
Yeah.
the
Oh
first
no.
trailer,
Yeah.
that's when he jumps into he just like pops into the mushroom world, and he's just like kind of
No,
like,
he's like, where am I? He
yeah.
says things like
I,
that, and
I
then
I feel like all the trailers they don't really like highlight his voice. It's like it's a very small like
but you
quick.
can hear it enough.
You hear
You
it
hear
enough,
enough
but
of
you don't
it
hear enough of the
where
character. Like you just don't. It doesn't feel like you see more things than you hear the character. I feel like they just give you a bit of his voice, and then
yeah,
it's like it cuts off.
and then him getting smacked around or whatever.
Well, that's the second trailer.
What about the is it me? I thought like I know it's Mario, but he looks a little weird to me. I don't know what it
I
is.
actually like the CG. I like the design. I feel like they're trying to find a way to modernize it, but not make it look too different.
Because he definitely looks less video game. He looks more like a movie character than a video game. Like he doesn't look. They didn't obviously go to the Mario character base that they
Mhm.
have and use that. They took it and they kind of did something
They modernized it. They gave him a
with it.
little pop collar. They gave
Well,
him
his
like a
face is a
little,
little rounder. Like something
yeah,
in
like
the
he has
something
some
looks a little
like
different.
flesh tone. He does. I think it is just making him look good for like modern CGI. So
It throws me off a little bit. Where I look at the princess and I'm like, okay, she looks. I know second trailer we didn't start, but like
mhm.
every Bowser looks like exactly how I expect him to look, but just Mario to me looked a little different. Yeah, I don't know, something about it. He looks a little different.
Yeah, I
Just,
think maybe there's probably very subtle differences that we'll probably see more when we watch the movie.
yeah.
I
Okay.
actually want to kind of go back with the whole thing about Chris Pratt's voice.
Yeah.
I know there's like this you know
Mushroom Kingdom. Here we come, or something.
yeah, so
Whatever he says
so
that.
with his voice, it sounds like, especially from the first trailer, that he's trying to imitate like the voice actor from the old Super Mario Brothers cartoon. So it
Okay.
sounds more like it's like a mixture of his regular voice and slightly trying to imitate like a Brooklyn accent from the old school cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, when he got the role, he said, we're doing something completely. What did he say? Something
Completely
completely
different. Like he made it
new,
seem like he's revolutionary. I
different.
hate when people say that.
Yeah, and then I'm like listening to it. I'm
Oh,
like, what is this? This what?
it
This is
sounded like
not.
you heard the cartoon and decided to try to copy that. I know
It's
most of the
whatever it
audience.
is.
I know most of the audience probably was. I mean, I guess aside from the adult audience, most of the audience who play Mario games nowadays probably didn't even watch the cartoon. But you know, I don't think
Did
it's a.
you? One of the things I did too is I watched the trailer in every different language too.
Oh yeah, I heard the French one.
Yeah, a French one, but every other one still sounds more like Mario than ours does to me. Every
Mhm.
single one of them had a
I thought.
more higher
Mhm.
tone, whimsical Yahoo kind of thing going on,
Mhm.
whereas Chris Pratt's was like more mellow. I don't know.
It's like a
It
guy
just
trying to be like whimsical, like it's like a father trying to be whimsical for his kids. Like I'm not whimsical anymore, but I'm gonna play with my kids.
yeah.
Yahoo!
I mean,
Hurrah!
to me, it's like everybody's, and I guess I don't, everybody else tries to sound a little bit more like Charles Martinet.
Mhm.
Chris Pratt is decidedly not doing that. I think, which
Yeah,
is
because I don't think he compare. Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I mean, I
probably
just
can't.
and his voice. I don't think. I mean, I don't know his range as his vocal range, but I'm under the impression that he really can't do like. So let's kind of transition into the second trailer
Wait,
where.
one thing before that.
Mhm.
At the end of the trailer, it also does show like the voice actors and stuff, and one of them is Charles Martinet. So I wonder
I
where
guarantee you it's gonna
what
be a
role is
cameo,
he in?
a very small cameo line. It's not gonna be anything crazy. I'm willing to bet. They're like Nintendo's like, okay, we know people are gonna ride if they don't. He's not in this movie in some kind of role, so he's probably gonna play either like Mario's father or like maybe a gag. I don't know. Who knows?
I
You
don't know,
know,
just throwing it out there that he is in the movie. So it's
in what capacity do you
that's
think?
I mean, it definitely is a voice actor. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just wonder what role is he, because he pretty much voices all of the Mario characters, and Luigi, and he does Wario, he does all of them.
Yeah, he does all of them.
Um,
But I feel like he's gonna play different roles. I feel like if one day they do introduce like the Wario characters and everything else, they'll probably just have like a celebrity do it because
no, it's not. Yeah, he's not. It's not. They're not gonna.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
always gonna be a stupid celebrity.
yeah, exactly.
I don't
Like
mean that in a stupid way, but it's just these
you know how
guys
it is.
sometimes they're not voice. Being a regular actor is not the same as being a voice actor,
Hmm.
and you can tell when they just throw celebrities in these movies that really aren't voice actors. Some can pull it off, but not
Hmm.
everybody can pull off good voice acting.
Yeah,
So
trust me, it'll be like Chris Evans as Wario.
yeah, or something like that. And you're like,
Like really?
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, so second trailer, let's do it.
Second trailer, yeah, second trailer. That one shows more of what's going on. Let me just pull up real quick because um just trying to remember what's in that second trailer. Um,
More characters. They
show
showed
more
Donkey
characters.
Kong, which was
Oh yeah. So what I
that
liked
was
about the second
huge.
trailer when he opened up, it was very reminiscent of Super Smash Brothers. I feel like that's like a very like that whole like straight like fighting area, like that bridge area where they're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And Donkey
Mm-hmm.
Kong, who also has a redesign as well. It was played by Seth Rogen. We didn't really hear a lot of his voice, but we just saw the fighting. I really liked it because it really the animation looked really good, and it was just kind of
Mm-hmm.
cool to see like Donkey Kong beating on Mario, which is like kind of hilarious.
Yeah. I was kind of. I think they have to redesign Donkey Kong, right? Because in that, I mean, not that Rare owns the design, but I guess they kind of want to move away from that very specific. It's similar to the Rare design anyway,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
like a mixture of like the old school design. I think it's mostly in the eyes area that they kind of like made it like closer to the old school, like
yeah,
the old school Donkey
they're
Kong. So they have that,
yeah,
but they still have the rare type of body and everything. And I think they just improved on like giving
but
him
it
his
is
own
pretty
style.
cool that that they do bring Donkey Kong, right? Like just this that shows they're already like they're making it as Mario as possible with throwing
His entire
Donkey Kong.
history.
You know, um, we see Princess in this trailer for the first time.
And we see her and listen to her here for the first time.
Hear her for the first time. She sounds fine. She's done by Anya Taylor Joy or
Mhm.
something like that.
I feel like she sounds like what I would expect her to hear.
Right.
But she sounds more like I don't want to say generic female, like in
No, she does sound. You're
like
right. I
yeah,
feel like
because I
she.
feel like okay, any I feel like that voice can be in any character. It doesn't sound like unique to that character. I feel like maybe she went for a higher pitch voice, like Peach, like maybe something like that,
Right.
but still find a way to make it sound like her own. I think that would have been better, but I feel like I could hear that voice in like hundreds of kids movies.
Let's talk about something interesting that I just kind of realized.
Wait,
So
you gonna
this
skip
isn't
over Luigi?
what?
You gotta skip over Luigi?
No, this is part of what I was gonna actually talk
Mhm.
about. So if you watch the trailer, it shows Mario and Luigi being sent into this kingdom through two different. I don't know if that's a third trailer, but whatever. So you
Mhm.
see one's going towards Koopa's kingdom, and Mario's going towards the other way.
Yeah,
Um, and it's a different. It's not the typical Mario story of him needing to rescue the princess, which is something
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't. Yeah, I just kind of realized
Mhm.
where I don't know if it's just the thing to do nowadays, but strong female character. So
Yeah,
she's
women can't be in danger anymore. So You know, unfortunately, there's no such thing as a woman that's in danger. Like Peach is
Right.
already. I feel like that's an issue I have too a little bit because I feel like I know they want to be. I feel like I know they want to have role models for children, positive role
Yeah.
models, but I think it needs to be a balance. It's okay to be in danger sometimes. And in this trailer, I don't mind Luigi being being the one in danger, but I just felt
Yeah.
like if Princess can do it all by herself, then why don't you do it by herself then? Because you saw her take out the weapons and everything like that.
Yeah. She has
Like
a fucking halberd
halberd. Yeah, I was like, you took out the halberd, and I guarantee you she's gonna have a fighting scene that's gonna
and
be
yeah,
crazy.
she's in a jumpsuit, like a whole
Yeah.
tight,
So
skin
I'm like,
tight
she's already ready
jumpsuit
for battle. So I'm
with
like,
yeah, look like. And honestly, from the trailer, she looks more competent than Mario ever does in this trailer.
yeah, that's the thing.
That's that's something that kind of throws me off with these movies, with these, because a lot of these movies, a lot of the second trailer just shows Mario being a goof, where he's
Mhm,
getting hit, he's getting kind of beat up, he's falling down, he's getting burned, something
mhm.
smacking him in the face, Donkey Kong beating him down. It's not that I'm saying that's not Mario's character at all or whatever, but it's like you already can tell like Princess Peach is gonna be the one kicking ass. She's gonna
Yeah.
do her own ass
She's gonna
kicking.
have this crazy scene that everyone's gonna be like all surprised. I'm like, oh my god, she's so amazing, and it's just be like, and
Yeah,
then
at no
Mary,
point am I in any of these trailers am I confident that Mario is the hero of this story in terms of like he's gonna be a badass hero. Where
mhm,
even like the Sonic trailers, I was like, oh shoot, Sonic's fast. I know he's gonna, they show
mhm,
the whole thing with him spinning on the road and the missiles are coming, he's jumping off, he's running through the thing.
mhm,
And that instilled like, oh shit, that's Sonic. Here
mhm,
I'm looking at Mario. Mario in all his game trailers is doing crazy things, swinging and jumping and doing all these cool things. But
mhm.
in the movie, he's like
Or the
almost like a
trailers.
like yeah, the trailers. He's just getting he's like a punchline
He,
almost.
I feel like he's mostly lost in the trailers. Everything he does is like, oh. The only time he looked really competent was the scene where they show like the rainbow road and he's driving and he's going like wahoo, you know.
Yeah.
That's the only time he looks like he's really like in the zone or his element. But everything else that has to do with like the world, like from all the previews they showed, he's always like either groggy, like, whoa, what's going on?
Or
Or
well,
getting
if you
beat.
rewatch it, even like there's a part where they're walking across the bridge, which is a nod to like stage 1, 3 or whatever, when the fish are jumping and
Oh
stuff,
yeah.
and the
And he
fish
just
gets on, get it off, get it. It's like,
mhm.
no, jump on them. Like
Mhm.
it
I mean,
doesn't.
I think maybe I'll say this: if they do this in a way where he's just like very bumbling, and I don't want to be a hero, I just want to be a plumber, and then he kind of gets the courage to do things, and then he starts doing it really well. Then I can see that. I just I think we the fear is we don't want Mario to be a bumbling hero because he's never came off as a bumbling hero. He always came off as a brave character that will that jumps and does
Yeah, it just
platforms and
jumps
stuff like
right
that.
into danger. It doesn't even
Exactly.
think. Um, Looking at some of the other stuff in the trailer, there's some cool scenes that they show for a quick second. Like they show him flying in the Tanuki suit,
Yeah.
which is he looks very confident, very cool there.
Hmm.
Then we see Princess grabbing the fire flower power,
Hmm.
reminiscent of her look in Super Mario 3D World,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. But once again, we have a lot of Princess Peach looking like she can do goddamn everything.
Yeah.
Um,
I,
but which is it's
it'll,
fine. I'm
it'll
not
be it'll be funny if she does get kidnapped in the movie at some
at
point.
some point,
And they're like, we
even if
gotta
it's at
rescue.
least kind of meta. Maybe they just do something meta with it. That'll be kind
Yeah.
of fine. Like, we see Yoshi's for a quick second. They show a
Hmm.
bunch of them running through the forest or something like
Yeah,
that.
reminiscent of the Smash
Um,
Brothers trailer or
yeah, of the
intro,
Smash Brothers
melee
melee
melee intro.
trailer when they're like
Mhm.
all running.
Um,
Um,
well, I was gonna say with Luigi's voice, I don't know if you had comments on that one, but I was kind of impressed with Charlie Day's
I
like
like it
performance.
better than I mean, it's like in terms of the Charles Martinet Luigi voice, it's just like a little bit more stringier Mario voice, like
Mhm.
whenever Charles. So obviously, I felt it was
Whoa,
yeah, exactly.
Mario.
Um, Side note: the funniest Mario voices are in the Superstar Saga Game Boy Advance games. I don't know if you ever
Mhm.
played them, but
Yeah,
they
I
don't
have
ever
the
speak English, but they do this. What? That stuff has me dying every time I
mhm.
hear it. I don't know why, but anyway. So yeah, I think Luigi's voice is really good.
Mhm.
It has that kind of, you could tell Luigi's always kind of like a little bit more of a punk than
Yeah.
Mario is, and it's definitely on full display, which is kind of perfect for Charlie Day. I
Yeah,
think,
definitely.
right? Like
Like I really love
that's him in a nutshell.
when Bowser's holding him, and then he's I forgot what question he asked him, and after that, Bowser's saying, "I want to rule the world," blah blah, blah. And he's like,
He's talking about
"Yay!"
there's a mustache man or something running around here that like looks exactly like you, but just has a different letter number.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know him? And he's like explaining, like, you think I know everybody that looks like whatever.
Because I
And
don't.
and I didn't realize he's just pulling one hair off of his
Mm-hmm.
mustache to make him whatever.
Yeah, that was
Um,
really good. So I like that performance. I think and I think there's not much to say about Keenan Michael Key's performance as Toad. It's just kind of his voice, kind of like uh
oh,
pitched up.
that's who plays Toad.
Yeah, Keenan Michael Key. Am I saying
Okay,
his name right? Yeah,
I guess.
Keenan. Yeah, I hope I don't mess it up.
Um,
Keegan Michael Key. Yeah.
so we see towards the end of the trailer, he's in a Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Um,
I was surprised. I was surprised. I mean, I don't know why I was be surprised, but I just didn't expect like Mario Kart references. So
was this, it seems very out of place. It's like only because anytime you ever play Mario Kart, it's just a race, and this is
yeah.
obviously I don't think a race. This is like them on the Rainbow Road to like get to somewhere, I guess, or
Mhm.
whatever, and they
Or
have a
maybe
whole
there was a
army
race
with
because
them.
it's clearly a cart that he's driving. Like Princess driving her motorcycle. He has a clear go kart, so it must be like something they're
I
doing in
mean,
like
Donkey
the.
Kong is there too, but they're riding the Rainbow Road,
Mhm,
and there's a lot of them. So he's like leading. To me, he's leading a charge.
mhm,
Because and obviously also if Donkey Kong's with them too, it's like I guess they join forces at some
mhm.
point.
And they have other Kongs too, like Funky Kong, like in the background. Like some people zoomed in.
Is there Funky Kong there?
Yeah, I think it was like Funky Kong. Yeah, Funky Kong. Like if you look, if you
Oh yeah, I'm pausing it now to see.
pause the footage and try to zoom in, you'll see like a couple of Kongs in the
I
background.
see a couple of Kongs. I don't know if it's Funky Kong.
I think it's Funky Kong. I'm willing to bet.
Oh yeah, there's some Kong on the left.
Mhm,
I'm guessing at this point they need to hold all the kingdoms to unite or something to
mhm.
stop Bowser, right? That's what I would imagine.
You know something too. I was thinking about like looking at the trailer, like some of the footage where Mario's like trying to do an obstacle course. I feel like they're going to make it where he's the only one who can be like the guy who can finish his obstacle course because all the like obstacles in the game are shown kind of like real time in the movie. Like you actually see there's actual platforms, actual pipes. There's actual like that fireball, that spinning fireball that normally see in Bowser's castles in the old games.
Mm-hmm.
That's there spinning. So I feel
They
like there's
show, yeah, they show a part that looks like a stage from a game,
Yeah, so I feel
and
like
it's
that's probably the
very
whole thing. Like he has to be the one to do it or complete the stage or complete the obstacle course. And I feel like with
uh-huh.
obstacle courses being like more common nowadays, people have the have a better understanding of trying to finish this from point A to point B. So maybe
Uh-huh.
that might be a part of the movie at some point. Like maybe it's like some kind of Mushroom Kingdom ritual where it's like you have to go to get to this castle and rescue our
And
princess.
you have to get to the flag and pull it down
Yeah,
and change it or
I'm sure that's
whatever.
gonna be in the movie too. So I feel like maybe the movie might have more stuff up its sleeve than we realize, which is good because it's only a trailer.
So I got a
So
question for you.
sure.
Do you like this? Not that they could have done this similar to Sonic movie where that's our character in a real world.
Oh, I'm tired of that.
Obviously, that probably wouldn't work with Mario. It works a lot less weirder. It's a little weirder to do that with Mario. But
Yeah,
do
because he's a
you?
like unless I mean honestly, I feel like I'm sure there's an executive out there who has like a script with Mario going into the real world, and he's just like, oh, what's Coca Cola? What's
Well, I mean,
Nikes?
it's one of the
What's
coolest.
MTV?
It's one of the coolest stages in Mario Odyssey. I mean, kind of. I mean, if
New
you
Donk
look at
City?
him, yeah, because those are like regular people, but he's
Like,
obviously
mhm,
not regular person
yeah,
next to them. But to me, it's like I this probably works good for what this is.
yeah.
However, what do you prefer? Would you prefer a Sonic movie to take on this kind of thing too, or do you like the way Sonic is handled now?
I like the way Sonic is handled. I feel like even though I'm tired of I'm going to the real world now, I feel like Sonic handles it a lot better, especially being anthropomorphic animals. It kind of works in their favor to be from like another world where it's animals, so it makes more sense. I think with Mario, I do like that they're trying to build their own world because that way with CG character, you can just kind of have like build whimsical worlds, and I think you get the best of both worlds with the CG. You have more control of the story, and you don't have to have like humans be like, "Come on, Mario, follow me," because you always know that if you have a story where it's about the human character is always going to be the main character. Kind of like how um I think Sonic handles it better than I expected it to. Like, but in Sonic One, James Marsden, it was really his point of view as like the main character to follow, and Sonic is kind of like the person you kind of see, but it's like really he's the top build character and everything else.
Oh,
Um, so I
all
like it
right.
better when it's like the actual characters themselves who are the heroes. Kind of like in Ninja Turtles when you're watching the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles, it's like what's her name? Megan Fox is like the main character, but the turtles are kind of like background CGI characters, even though it's their movie. Even though they do have a good chunk of time, it's really Megan's like point of view that you're following throughout the whole movie, and it's just like kind of like her as the main central character.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
I was
feel
just
like,
curious.
if you have CG characters, I want you to focus on, the main characters. That's all. But
Okay.
I like what they're doing so far. I feel like it looks really well animated, designed. Doesn't stray too far off from what we know. Maybe just like, detailed texture updates, like I think
This
that's
I was gonna say this must be a weird movie to make in general, right? Because I know during the process of making this movie, like for lack, I know he wasn't directly doing this, but in my head, it's like you have a gigantic Shigeru Miyamoto overseeing every aspect of this. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Nintendo, Nintendo has a huge uh they are very protective of
Oh
their
yeah, they
IPs,
are.
unlike any other company out there. So, you know, I wonder in terms of writing, like how many edits had to be changed, how many
Hmm.
things had to be reworked just
Mario
because
can't drink beer.
Nintendo,
No drinking beer.
yeah, Mario can't do this. He
Hmm.
can't have any kind of sexual innuendos of any type,
Hmm.
uh, except for
You mean I
getting a
go down this
kiss.
hole?
Yeah, he can only receive a kiss from the princess and not on the
Mhm.
lips.
Maybe not
And
even that. Maybe just a thank you. That nowadays, right?
I guess, right?
Why
And
would Mario Why would Mario deserve a kiss for saving the princess? That's outlandish. All right.
right. So I wonder how much whoever wrote the script or whatever, how much, how much they had to work through with Nintendo.
I feel like now people who are in the industry have grown up
Mm-hmm.
with these games, so there's a certain reverence that they have for these games that a lot of writers in the past didn't have. Because a lot of writers who wrote for video games probably never played a video game. Going back to Super Mario Brothers, the movie, they like looked at the game like, we can't make a movie out of this. Because back then I'm pretty sure they could have made a cartoon movie out of like a big like cartoon movie of Super Mario, but they decided to go live action for some reason. I guess for the parents,
I think I know why. I mean, not that I know.
there's
Okay,
appeal of live action.
well, in general, I think when you come into the big screen, especially back then, it has to be like the Ninja Turtles back then had to be live action.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're in weird suits or whatever, it's like we got to make this live action. That's
Mm-hmm.
what gets even not even just the parents, but it's like Super Mario live action.
Yeah.
That is the big thing back then. So in the '90s,
Mm-hmm.
it's just I don't envy them back then. Like when they say, okay, you got to create a Super Mario Brothers movie. Uh, the writers are like, how the hell do we turn this into a movie?
Yeah. So let me take up
you
my old
know,
script. Let me take up my old script that I have in college and see if I can just add Mario to this.
okay, they're Brooklyn plumbers. Okay, we got
They go to this
although
dystopian world. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I have such a it's so bad, but I like that movie a
Yeah,
lot.
I think
It's
yeah,
so bad.
I think it's okay to like bad movies. I think bad movies can
No,
be.
well, yeah, but it's like I find value in it. Like there's
Mhm,
some value in that movie. It's like being one of the first video game movies and being so bad it's good.
mhm.
But also it included a lot of elements of Mario. I mean,
Yeah, just in a very weird way.
just very weird way. Like there was fungus.
Mhm.
Yoshi was in it. Goombas were in it. They were just,
You
you
know what they
know.
should have done? They should have done a game based off the movie. I would love to see a game based off the movie. Like I'm surprised no one has really done that. Like a whole
with
Mario game
with
just based off
digitized sprites,
digitized sprites, or just something like this. I don't know what it would be like. It would have to
like
be a
Street Fighter,
platformer.
the movie, the game.
Yeah, just something like you actually have a Bob Hobson sprite.
Yeah, the
They
Bob
can move
Hoskins
around,
shit.
and it's like he's like maybe it's more, maybe it could be like a Metrovania like type of Mario game. I don't know. It'll just be
Did you
very
hear about
fun.
how like terrible that movie was for him? Like he was him and like John Leguizamo had to
Mhm.
drink on set just to get through the filming. It was like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're
that
like,
bad.
what am I getting myself into? They
And
probably
he
started.
didn't, when they hired Bob Hoskins, he was like, he didn't even know what Super Mario Brothers was. He just
Super Mario. It's like is it Superman's cousin or something?
after
Like
he signed the contract and he looked at it, he was like, "Oh no." Well, I think he
I,
did great though.
I think yeah.
When
Honestly,
I
I
think of
think
real life Mario, I think of Bob Hoskins all the
yeah.
time.
I think he makes a perfect like embodiment of Mario. Like he has a
Yeah,
good
I
Douglas
think
accent.
everything about him in that movie to me was very like to me. If Mario looked real, I imagine him like that. I don't know what it is.
Even though Mario's supposed to
You
be
know,
25, but
I know he's clearly
yeah, he's
in his
clear.
like
He is,
40s,
but
50s.
yeah, but I could imagine that. But he played the hell out of it. Like I'll give him his props. I wish
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know
they
when he
did the
passed
best they
away, but
could.
I wish he got his flowers for that movie because he passed away quite a while ago, right?
Yeah, he passed away
I'm
quite a
trying to think
while
what
ago.
you know what year.
Whew. It had to be like almost 10 years ago, something like that. It was a
Yeah, maybe
while ago.
but I feel like if he was alive today, he'll probably see more reverence for the movie, and maybe he'll have a better appreciation of his time on the movie because other people were enjoying it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's kind
But
of
I
a
feel like there's
cult
a culture of like people who enjoy
who really
what's called
enjoy it.
like critically bad movies, but there's something that you can take from it, which I think that's very nice to be able to still
Yeah.
not go with the flow and just say, hey, listen, they may be considered a bad movie, but I still find a lot of value and enjoy in the movie, like you said. So
So let's move on to the Game Awards, shall we? Let's just do you want to, or do you have anything
yeah.
else to say about Mario?
Let me see. I mean, the only thing we can say about Mario was that there was the preview trailer or preview sneak preview that was shown in the Game Awards. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like it really didn't add much except for showing you how like pipe the pipes work in that world and showing how it is more uh like faithful to like the whole Mario like platforming structure of like the worlds, like how
Mm-hmm.
everything's a platform to get through. It's not, it's not like just a regular world where you can just walk through. It's like you gotta take pipes, you gotta jump
Right.
on this and do it, on these platforms to get to the next to advance to wherever you're going. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of very interesting. And again, they didn't really play with a lot of voice, but one thing I did enjoy was Mario's facial expression when he was like following Toad. When Toad was walking within the town, Toad is like, move, hang away. This guy's brother is about to be killed, and
Yeah.
then the look of Mario's face is like, just it's very quick, quick, and you miss it. But this just looks very like very cool, very nice. So I feel like that kind of got me excited to see more of what's in store in the movie.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I don't got anything else to add to it. Uh, I saw the Game Awards trailer and it was yeah, this didn't make me it was more it just looks good. It's I'm gonna see it when it comes out and
So what do you think?
hopefully
Do you think like going the route they're going is probably the best route for them, or would you rather see like the whole 3D or
I couldn't see it any other way. I guess
Mhm,
after watching the trailers, I think it's the route they should have gone with. I think it's fine.
mhm.
But seeing it is like the way looking like this, it makes me say like that's the only thing like I said earlier. I felt like this movie should have came out way earlier.
I think now's the perfect time for it to come out. I feel like if it came out any earlier, they wouldn't have any. I feel like a lot of creators or like I said, Hollywood, executives, they don't trust gamers because they look at movies and TV as their territory and games as a separate territory. And I feel like if it's like 15 or 20 years before, later, I mean, prior to this, they would want
Mm-hmm.
more control. As I always said, I feel like having these gaming companies have more control over their IP is a good thing, and sometimes it could be a bad thing. For example, Halo. Remember, Halo was big, and I'm pretty sure there were plans to create Halo movies during its heyday, which never happened because I think Microsoft has always said that they wanted more creative control over the Halo if they're making a Halo movie, and they
Mm-hmm.
created a Halo TV show for Paramount Plus, and you know, I haven't watched it, so I can't really judge. But from what I've
I've
heard,
heard
the reception
mixed. I've
is
heard
like,
very mixed
yeah,
receptions
it's
about it.
it's very flat reception, and I haven't heard like anybody talk good about the Halo show, and I don't it probably might not even get a second season.
Mm.
Because
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know.
Yeah, so that's why. So who knows? Like maybe sometimes like you're right. Certain things has to come out like when it's a the zeitgeist because I don't think a Halo movie would work nowadays. I don't think anybody's as interested in Halo as they were
10
maybe
years
20 years
ago.
ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like because the movie just doesn't look like, and not that it has to look a certain special way, but it just feels like I don't know, maybe this would have been better 5 years ago when they like kind of released Mario Odyssey or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's
Mhm.
something. It's like Mario hasn't had a really a game in a while, and so I mean I don't know. To me, it's
Yeah,
something about this.
I think Mario's evergreen. I think I think he'll be all right. And also too,
It'll
I
be
think now
fine. I just
now Nintendo is also looking to expand their brand into other territories because remember they have the theme park, Super Mario World. It's out in Japan. I think they're going to open it maybe as part of Universal soon in
yeah
the US.
yeah.
So, they're looking to finally make Mario into like a into like a Mickey Mouse iconic status. And I think, these things, hopefully if they're successful, that can happen for Nintendo because I think now they're
Yeah.
looking to really exploit their IP. I
All
think they
right.
have that they have that cultural reference already um after 35, 40 years, close to 40 years now in pop culture. So
Okay.
mm.
I I I don't know. Something about it just
you what,
screams.
what what do you think is off? Like what do you think is off about it? Like
Nothing's off. It's just to me, it's the timing. I just maybe it's because I'm almost 36 or whatever. I'm
mhm,
36, and I feel like along with like there were so many other. I get the creative control. There's so many other video game movies that came out, and this doesn't seem like this movie. This movie could have, to me, set a better whatever 10 years ago. If it, I'm not saying they could have made this exact movie 10 years ago,
mhm.
but I don't know. Something about it feels like it's just like I look at it and it's like another Despicable Me trailer or whatever. It just looks like something already that's been made that could have. There's no reason it couldn't have been made earlier. I feel like
I,
it's very long and long awaited.
I feel like the opposite. I feel like this is the most I've ever paid attention to like a 3D movie because a lot of
No, I'm very attentive to it.
what
I'm
what
not
I'm saying
saying,
from I'm talking for myself, like in terms of like a lot of 3D movies that come out, I feel like when they come out, I don't really pay attention to them. Like they're like, oh, another 3D movie. I just
but
like okay,
you gotta admit, it's part of it is the gaming aspect for you.
oh,
It's
exactly.
Mario, so
That's
this could have
exactly.
came out at any time. You would have been
Mhm.
paying this so much
Oh, of
attention,
course. That's what I'm saying.
like
Like
you did with Sonic. Like
mhm.
it's a
Yeah,
it's the connection of it. So
of
yeah,
course.
that's but um, I just I'm like I said, I'm hyped to see it. I just
Hmm.
like part of me. I don't know if it's just me being getting older. Is like if this movie came out 10 years later, like let's say this movie came out in 2033, it'd be like I would be saying the same thing. Like this movie should have been out a long time ago. I feel
Hmm.
like,
Yeah, I feel like
but
I feel like now is the right time. I just feel like a lot of the executives in Hollywood are like around our age now, and they're probably more controlled. So they have more reverence for the stuff than people did maybe 10, 15 years ago, where you probably wouldn't get people who are fans of it or people who understood it as well. And I feel like I'm sure the entire cast or not cast, the entire crew who's working behind the scenes have played Mario at some point. You know what I mean? So they have a better understanding and respect for the material, and I think it's you know hopefully it reflects in the movie. I'm well, we don't know, the movie might be a total bomb, but I'm hoping for the best because I think if Nintendo does well, it's good for the brand and it's good for us. We
I
have more
think
better entertainment.
it's gonna do well regardless. I think
Mhm.
I don't see how it can't do good.
Yeah, like it would have to be like I think like it has a lot of great elements. I can't really I just
All
can't
right,
see it do bad. So
I think we should move on.
yeah, sure. And nothing else. No Easter eggs you want to talk about?
No, there's nothing else I want to see.
Nothing about Boost, no
Anyway,
Boost Castle or anything. Maybe you want to talk about
nope,
that.
nope. I don't. Nope. I'm
You want to talk
tired of
about
it.
their van in the poster? They have a nice van in the poster.